Yo, what is going on, guys? In today's videos, we're going to be talking all about the brand new champions coming to the game for the month of October, Cosmic Ghost Rider and also Red Goblin. Now, you can watch these videos in any order that you wish. A link to the Red Goblin video will be in the top of the description below. You can watch that one first, come back to this one if you want, up to you. But in this one, we're talking all about Cosmic Ghost Riders. So, without any further ado, let's get into this. So Cosmic Ghost Rider is going to be the second champion of October, coming October 22nd. So that means for the crystals, it's going to be Apocalypse and Red Goblin, and then Red Goblin and Cosmic Ghost Rider. And just so you guys know, Cosmic Ghost Rider is a cosmic champion. I know that a lot of people think he's Mystic, and this is mainly because of the leak that they guessed it was Mystic. It was a complete guess. Kabam did consider making him a Mystic champion. They said it was pretty close because basically Cosmic Ghost Rider, he first got his power from Mephisto and then from Galactus, so an argument could be made. I was thinking maybe he'd be a hybrid class like Karnak, but they decided to just go with Cosmic, which I am very glad because I have two Cosmic Tier 5 class Catalysts. Now, if we talk about his prestige, it is 13,680 as a 6-star rank 3, which is pretty good. Nothing crazy, but it's good. So let's talk about this man's abilities. So, character class, Cosmic. Basic abilities, Bleed Immunity, Incinerate Immunity, Fury, Armor Break. So strengths, buffs. Cosmic Ghost Rider has some very strong buffs, which you have quite a bit of control over triggering, allowing him to stack them for some big combos and DPS spike moments. Immunity. Full immunity to Bleed. Incinerate gives him some good matchups against champions and quest buffs, which rely on these effects, which also is going to make him suicide friendly, I think. Controllable playstyle. While Cosmic Ghost Rider certainly wants to unleash hell when he reaches 5 judgments, you actually have quite a bit of control over when this happens, making Cosmic Ghost Rider surprisingly viable even in more complicated fights. Weakness. Buffs. Buffs are one of the classic M2C double-edged swords. They can be very powerful, but if Cosmic Ghost Rider runs into something that will nullify his buffs, he's in trouble. Armor Break and Debuff Immunity and Power Control. Cosmic Ghost Rider needs power gain to coordinate basically his playstyle, and you want to use certain specials at certain times. So if you're not able to use specials, that's going to be a big hindrance. So the following stats and abilities are based on a rank 5, level 65 Cosmic Ghost Rider. So we got the immunity to Bleed and Incinerate. And yes, this means Ghost Rider's finally getting Incinerate immunity. We already knew that, but yeah, that's awesome. So Cosmic Penance Stare. It's a debuff. When fighting a #villain at the start of the fight, gain a 100% chance to place an indefinite armor break debuff on the opponent, reducing their armor rating by 700 and removing an active armor up buff. Just a little extra flat damage against villains. That's cool, man. That's cool. So, Cosmic Judgment passive. So, when Cosmic Ghost Rider triggers Armor Up, Fury, Precision, Cruelty, Power Gain, Unblockable, Vigilance, and Apt or Aptitude buffs, he also has a 100% chance to gain a corresponding judgment. So, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, Cosmic Ghost Rider has 8 judgments that he can trigger, and you need 5 to gain the max stack and then to reset the loop. So each judgment can only be stacked a single time but lasts indefinitely. Each judgment increases the duration of any buff triggered by 20%. While you have 5 judgments in place, this bonus is doubled. So upon gaining any 5 or more judgments, there's a 100% chance to place a power lock debuff on the opponent for 4 seconds. After this power lock ends, or if it fails to apply, all judgments on the opponents are converted into armor break debuffs, reducing their armor rating by 1130 for 10 seconds and receiving an armor up and removing an armor up buff. I've got Cosmic Ghost Rider gains a Fate Seal debuff. He removes all his judgments and he cannot trigger new ones until it ends. So basically, you gain your 5 judgments upon placing the 5th one. You have then a 4-second window with those active. Now, the opponent will be power locked for this 4-second window, but as soon as those 4 seconds end, you're going to lose all your judgments and you have to start over. But in that 4-second window, you're going to be able to increase the duration of a buff by 200%. So this is going to be crazy, man. You're going to take a buff that lasts for, let's say, 5 seconds, and then you're going to turn it into 15 seconds if you get it within that 4-second window. And there are some extremely potent buffs that if you can get the timing on right, it'll be insane. So let's read the developer note here. So, okay, here's the meat and potatoes of Cosmic Ghost Rider's kit. Triggering a buff triggers the corresponding judgment, only one judgment per buff type. Judgments make your buffs last longer. At 5, power lock your opponent, then they all convert to armor breaks and you start over. The fun part comes in controlling the order you trigger your buffs in. Can you fit in an aptitude before triggering the fury? When do you get maximum value out of the power gain, etc.? However, Cosmic Ghost Rider will trigger judgments for any of the listed buffs when they're placed on him. This means quest buffs, synergies, etc. are all valid places to give Cosmic Ghost Rider some extra judgments. So this right here is an extremely double-edged sword. I would honestly just prefer that Cosmic Ghost Rider's judgments only come from his own buffs. I'm actually really not a fan of this for one specific reason. On one of his buffs, that is, we'll talk about it when we get there. It's one of his most powerful judgments, but I feel like it's going to be wasted in most matchups. So when attacked, when struck, if the judgment of armor is not active, 100% chance to trigger an armor up buff, granting 900 armor for 10 seconds. This one's not going to be happening on offense. This is a defensive judgment. So when you're fighting against Cosmic Ghost Rider, if you hit him, this is going to be a free judgment for him. So Cosmic Ghost Rider has a lot of buffs, which read pretty much like this one. You can trigger the buff, but once the buff places a judgment, you have to wait until the judgment clears to place it again. Basically, this means you can only trigger this buff once per 5 judgment rotation. So until you reset your judgments, you can only activate your specialized buffs one time. And if you trigger a buff from an outside source, you won't be able to activate Cosmic Ghost Rider's specialized buff. So let's talk about some more of his buffs and judgments. So finish a 5-hit combo with a medium attack. If the judgment of Vigilance is not active, 100% chance to trigger a Vigilance buff, preventing your attacks from missing for 10 seconds. Vigilance is either a nice counter to an annoying miss, 1829 or Darkhawk, or an easy to trigger throwaway judgment. Finishing a combo with a light attack, if the judgment of Power Gain is not active, 100% chance to trigger a Power Gain buff, granting 75% of a bar of power over 1.25 seconds. This sounds like one of his strongest judgments and strongest buffs. You gain all 3/4 of a bar of power in a second. That is insane. And again, we can take this to 3 seconds and 3.75 seconds if we get it within that 4-second window, and then that is going to be almost 3 full bars of power, which is a lot. So this power gain buff is extremely potent. So this is a big one for Cosmic Ghost Rider. It's a strong short power gain buff, and using it correctly is critical to Cosmic Ghost Rider being able to jump to the special attack that corresponds to the next buff judgment he's looking for. So when charging a heavy attack, if the judgment of Aptitude is not active, 100% chance to trigger an Aptitude buff, increasing the potency of any armor up, fury, cruelty, or precision buffs triggered by 50% for 8 seconds. Developer note, another important buff for Cosmic Ghost Rider: do you trigger it right before the buff you want to boost, or try to save it until late in its rotation and try to boost multiple buffs with it? When activating a special attack, if the judgment of Cruelty is not active, 100% chance to trigger a Cruelty buff, granting 737 critical damage rating for 15 seconds. This Cruelty is quite nice for damage output, especially if you can combine it with the Special 2's Precision. Special Attack 1, Hellfire. Channeling Hellfire through his chains and blasters, the Cosmic Ghost Rider rips and tears at his opponents before blasting them away. On activation, if the judgment of Unblockable is not active, 100% chance to trigger an unblockable buff for 1 second. On hit, 100% chance to incinerate, dealing 1380 energy damage over 5 seconds. And you also reduce some block proficiency with this and remove perfect block chance. Developer note, the unblockable here is useful for countering some annoying auto blocks you can catch and can catch you by surprise on defense if you're not paying attention. Yeah, it's definitely going to be good on defense. If they throw their special one first, it'll be unblockable, and if you try to block it, I don't know what the special one looks like yet, but it could be. This is Frank Castle after all, so it could be the current Frank Castle in the game has some annoying special attack animations, so I don't know. But then Special 2, Power Cosmic. So this is the one I was talking about earlier, where I feel like this is going to go to waste. I haven't played him, so I don't know. It sounds so strong, but also so easy to mess up. So, wielding the Power Cosmic, Ghost Rider lifts into the air and unleashes lightning blasts of energy at his opponent. On activation, if the judgment of Precision is not active, 100% chance to trigger a Precision buff, increasing critical rating by 8,400 for 15 seconds. 8,400. That's more critical rating than Stark Spidey at 10 poise charges. It's about the same critical rating as Stealth Spidey with his precision passive, and that dude crits so much. So if you have this active, Cosmic Ghost Rider is going to be critting like, I don't know, like 18 out of 20 hits, a lot. You gotta get lucky still, but he's gonna be critting a lot, man, like 4 to 5 hits in a combo. So that's awesome. But the problem with this is both the precision and armor breaks from the special, or not that part. You can easily trigger this judgment of precision with dexterity. So you have to use this special 2 without ever having activated dexterity yet in the fight. And it's definitely going to be possible because of that power gain buff that can get you to a special 2 pretty quick. But I feel like I'd want to save that power gain buff to make it more potent and then loop that in with the special 3, which we'll talk about in a sec. But yeah, I hate that triggering dexterity can give you the precision and then you're not able to activate this precision. Because if you trigger dexterity, it's not going to give you this buff for 15 seconds. It's just going to give you the normal dexterity precision buff. So yeah, not a fan of that. But the special 2 also applies an armor break debuff, reducing armor rating by 17-18 for 15 seconds. This is a pretty decently potent armor break, and it lasts a decent amount of time. So yeah, and then we get to the big bad special 3. So I can't wait to see what this looks like, honestly. Combining the power cosmic with the spirit of vengeance, the Cosmic Ghost Rider summons his hell cycle before unleashing all his power on his victim. On activation, if the Judgment of Fury is not active, 100% chance to trigger a Fury buff granting 2,876 attack for 15 seconds. So this is the buff that I think you want to save for that 4-second window. So again, in that 4-second window, when you activate 5 of your judgments, the opponent will be power locked for 4 seconds. So maybe if you can save the power gain one for your 5th one, use that power gain to get to your special 3, then drop it. Your opponent's power locked, so as long as they're not at the special 3, you don't have to worry about pushing them to their special 3. And then this will give you this really big Fury buff, and it'll also increase the duration to 45 seconds. Because it's increased by 200% if you get it within that 4-second window. So this could be a really big Fury buff, and you can make it last for a really long time. And then you're going to restart your Judgment loop over again, and then if you have a 45-second Fury, man, you can easily get back to another special 3, especially because you'll reset the power gain, and you could keep this Fury up for quite a long time. Very interested to play with this character and figure out the best loops. But it sounds pretty awesome with that Fury buff, so sounds pretty crazy. And if you can get the Fury buff and this precision going, man, that'll be a crazy combination. You'll be hitting super hard, critting a lot. There's some really strong potential here. And then we have the signature ability. So Cosmic Vengeance. Cosmic Ghost Rider's Vengeance is so great that even after they're removed, his judgments weaken the very fabric of his opponents. So the power lock debuff triggered when reaching 5 judgments is upgraded to a damnation debuff, dealing 2,877 damage over a certain amount of seconds. Opponents under damnation are also power locked, heal blocked, and fate sealed. So this doesn't seem like the strongest signature ability to me. Just when I first read it, it's going to turn your power lock into a heal block and a fate seal also, which is kind of nice. But the real thing I want to know is that this right here, the 2 that it says there in those squiggly brackets, I don't think that actually means 2 seconds. I think that's just a placeholder for the actual value. I want to know at 6200 what that is, because in his base abilities, the power lock lasts for 4 seconds. But if we can get this, if it increases that 4 seconds, that'd be great. Because then, a bigger window to trigger really long duration buffs and just a longer power lock on the opponent. So I really can't wait to see what this is at signature level 200. So a developer note here, Cosmic Ghost Rider's signature ability is good on attack and defense. Obviously on defense, it makes triggering his 5th judgment quite a bit more hazardous, and bringing a fate seal along to reset him safely might be a good idea. On offense, it gives him the ability to counter some spike healing abilities or buffs. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it increases the duration, but I don't know. So next up we got some synergies. So Cosmic Ghost Rider with regular Ghost Rider gain 50% buff duration if you have no judgments active on the opponent. This could be pretty good, maybe, for the power gain, if you just want to trigger it right away, maybe, to get you to your special 2 a bit quicker. Could maybe be an option. And then with Ghost Rider, increase Fury buff duration by 100%. That's pretty good. The big problem with regular Ghost Rider is that his damage output is just so lacking. And without the blade synergy, it's not reliable to get its judgments off. But this is a pretty good synergy, but I don't think it's going to make Ghost Rider like game breaking or anything like that. And then we got a Heralds of Galactus synergy. So with Silver Surfer, Terrax, Airwalker, Cosmic Ghost Rider, once per fight, dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds. The next judgment you attempt to trigger has minus 100% ability accuracy. So this could potentially be good for dexterity, but it only works once. So, you dash back, you hold block 1.2 seconds, and then if you dex, it won't trigger that judgment, I guess. So that could be good, but then what if you have to dex a second time? Yeah, I don't know. I wish it was maybe worded that you can only trigger the judgment through Ghost Rider's buffs or something like that. That'd be better, I think. So yeah, I don't know. It could have its uses. And then we have a Cosmic Justice on wheels, unique with Night Thrasher. So Cosmic Ghost Rider increases armor break debuff duration by 35%. Night Thrasher, the last hit of the heavy attack refreshes one taunt debuff. I'm not a Night Thrasher enthusiast, so I don't know if that's good for him or not. We've got Cosmic Bane of Evil with Man-Thing. Cosmic Ghost Rider on heavy charge, gain 100% chance to trigger an unstoppable buff, lasting 0.5 seconds, then going on cooldown for 10 seconds. And Man-Thing gains 5 agitation whenever you nullify a buff. I also don't know if that's good. I have to ask Brian. He's the Man-Thing expert. And then we got Punishments of Infinite Variety with Punisher 2099. Cosmic Ghost Rider, the first time your opponent reaches max power, each fight drain 5% of their max power and trigger a power lock debuff lasting 2 seconds. That's a really good synergy. That is one of the best synergies that I've ever seen. Dude, that is a beautiful synergy. And Punisher 2099 is getting a buff. So they could be pretty good together. So Punisher 2099, heavy attacks have a 100% chance to grant a Fury buff, increasing attack rating by 25% for 20 seconds. That sounds like a pretty good synergy for him as well. This could be a new duo, man. This synergy is just so good. You bring Cosmic Ghost Rider to Alliance War, and if the opponent just happens to reach 3 bars of power, power locked, and they drain 5% of that power. That is awesome. That is an amazing synergy in my books. And then we've got some recommended masteries here with Despair, Double Edge, so make them a bit better with the Suicide Masteries, and then Block Proficiency, Perfect Block, which is a weird one to put in there, but their reasoning for it is, yes, this is a very generically useful mastery, but given Cosmic Ghost Rider's interaction with dexterity, or more specifically the precision it triggers, he's a little more likely than most to want to block instead of dodge. His base block proficiency is pretty good, but every little bit helps. I'm also excited to see this guy's base block proficiency pretty good. I wonder what numerical value that represents. But dude, I am super excited for Cosmic Ghost Rider. On paper, I think he has tremendous potential to be in the top 3 of the Cosmic class. I think he's looking really, really good on paper. It's all gonna come into execution. I'm very excited to learn and practice playing him. I'm really excited. He's got some very powerful buffs, and he sounds like a very controllable champion, which I love. That was why I really fell in love with the Mystic Ghost Rider when I first started playing this game, just because of he was very skill-based at the time, and quite unique at the time. He was a fairly difficult champion to play when he first came out. Champions weren't that complicated at the time. So yeah, very excited for Cosmic Ghost Rider. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, if you guys want to learn about Red Goblin, the other Cosmic Champion coming this month, link will be in the top of the description. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, drop a like, subscribe to see more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.